This is Shelley Kraft, and we're coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Aegis Capital Corp Investment Growth Conference in Las Vegas 2016. I have with me Mr. Michael Goldberg from Navidea Biopharmaceuticals. It's a publicly traded company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and the symbol is NAVB. Michael, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley.
It's good to have you.
Nice to be here.
Let's get into it. Let's start out with an overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So Navidea is a public company, as Shelley mentioned. We have a FDA-approved product, which is an immunodiagnostic that allows physicians to determine if the cancer has spread to the lymph nodes. Our lead product was approved by the FDA and is now also approved in Europe. We have a U.S. partner, Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health recently announced that it is acquiring the rights to this product for North America, and we have a number of follow-on products in the immunodiagnostic space. We have a product for diagnosing and monitoring the progress in rheumatoid arthritis, which represents the whole field of autoimmune diseases, and we have a second very exciting product in cardiovascular medicine, which will allow you to determine whether you have vulnerable plaque, as well as determine whether or not any of the medications you may be on can be useful in preventing the progression of plaque. Both of those products are in clinical human testing. Both are being funded by government grants, and we're very, very excited to be releasing very shortly results from both of those human studies. In addition, and finally, we're taking the same delivery system that we have FDA approved and that we're developing for these other indications and applying those to a therapeutic space through a new wholly owned subsidiary called Macrophage Therapeutics, which is targeting some of the more important diseases in the pharmaceutical industry, specifically cancer, in the immuno-oncology space, by targeting not the tumor itself, but the tumor microenvironment, as well as autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and a whole host of others. Our tagline is, if you can image it, you can treat it.
I was going to ask you a couple of questions that you've already answered. However, what came out of your overview for me was, it seems like you've picked these giant markets to attack. Can you expound on that? Beyond cancer, obviously. So let's talk about that.
Sure. So actually, initially, the first application of our technology, while it's in cancer, which is a very important, very large market, this is a relatively small indication compared to many of the others that we're pursuing. And the reason for that is a patient will only get cancer hopefully once in their lifetime, and you only need to diagnose the spread of that cancer once. The newer indications that we're pursuing are lifelong diseases that have therapeutics that can have an effect that need to be monitored on a regular basis. So we went after a very obvious, very important indication first, and we're gratified to have that product in the market. It's doing very well. But these newer indications are much, much larger, and we're able to demonstrate, because of the resources we've been able to generate from getting the first FDA-approved product, we can demonstrate these and then partner those at a later date. So yes, we're going after very, very large markets, but these are very, very well-defined markets and ones where our technology is really perfectly designed to address.
Was it a natural progression for the company to go from diagnostics into treatments?
It should have been, but it hasn't. We actually had to have a change in management and to change the board because the existing board and management was focused on the commercial attributes of the lead product rather than on the science. So what we're doing now is we've revamped the board and we're revamping the management team so that we're focusing on this as a drug delivery problem rather than as a one specific commercial product.
Now, as you move along, I can ask the question as to whether or not the diagnostic products are reimbursable, but I'm sure that you have in your mind that it would be good to have also the treatments reimbursable, and that's kind of like your thinking and the study of the categories in which they lie in.
Right. Well, clearly reimbursement is important because of the environment that we live in. With the the constraints that we all have in terms of costs. So what we're very gratified in is, yes, our lead product is reimbursed. Our new products, we believe, will also be reimbursed at relatively high levels. And the therapeutics, by definition, because they actually make a difference, not just tell you what's wrong, but they also can treat it and make a difference, tend to be reimbursed much, much higher. So our strategy is, yes, go after important diseases where we can make a real difference and look to get the reimbursement that makes the tremendous investment that we and our partners are making worthwhile for our investors.
Let's talk about the science for a minute. Maybe starting with your background, and then let's find out where the science came from and where it was developed, if you would.
Sure. So the actual technology was licensed from the University of California at San Diego, and the inventor got a very broad patent on this technology. The preceding management team, preceding multiple generations before I got involved, licensed this product specifically for the application in the diagnostic space. When I got involved a couple of years ago, because of my background in drug delivery and because of my scientific approach, I realized that this had much broader applications than just the simple commercial application. So we then went back to the university and took out a broader license to both therapeutics as well as diagnostics. And it was that made us realize that the opportunity was much, much greater than the original application of the technology. With that in place, we decided to develop the technology through the use of a very prestigious scientific advisory board. So rather than doing the research ourselves, we engaged some of the world's leading experts in immunology and macrophages specifically, and it's that team that's helped guide us to where we are today, which is having multiple applications of this technology going after some of the most important undertreated medical diseases available.
And what's your specific background?
I have my medical degree, I have an MBA, and I spent many years running a drug delivery company. We developed the first oral protein delivery technology, and then I went and became the largest investor in this company, and from there I now am running essentially the company.
How much devotion do you also do in R&D for new products?
We ourselves do not have an active R&D effort. We have some R&D people. We've received probably close to $10 million in NIH grants to do research, but we do that off-site with leading academics. So for example, the cardiovascular study we just completed was done at Massachusetts General by a professor at Harvard Medical School. The rheumatoid arthritis study that we're undertaking right now is being done at two university hospitals, University of California, San Francisco, and UCLA.
So you'll have a flow of new products coming out based on my question.
Absolutely. We're doing work now in therapeutics. NASH is very topical because of Allergan's recent acquisitions. We just completed a study in Japan at the leading site for testing NASH compounds, and they tell us of the 350 compounds that they've tested at that facility, ours was the #1 performing compound they've ever seen. We've done work with neuroinflammation in Israel. We've done work at University of Connecticut. We've done other work at University of Pennsylvania. So we've done work all over the world with leading experts, and what we do is we find the leading facility and we work with them to develop our products.
It's almost the end of 2016, looking forward to 2017. As chairman, looking forward, what would be some milestones you'd like to see the company achieve, and only tell us what you're allowed to?
Sure. As a public company, we can only disclose what is publicly released and shared with all shareholders. But we've told the marketplace that over the next few months, we should expect to close on our sale of our North American product rights for Lymphoseek. We will hopefully have published our cardiovascular results, the work done at Mass General. We will have completed the rheumatoid arthritis human study and hopefully have results available. And we have a number of preclinical animal studies in diseases like cancer, a variety of different cancers, autoimmune diseases, NASH, and potentially some CNS diseases that we should get some data reporting out by the end of the year.
Your website is?
www.navidea.com, NAVIDEA.
For more information, please go to the website. Michael Goldberg, Navidea Biopharmaceuticals. It's a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. The symbol is NAVB. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. We're coming to you live from the Aegis Capital Corp Investment Growth Conference here in Las Vegas, 2016. Michael, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.